Shermy and Shake, the not so nice neighbor. I don't know where that Q was coming from. There's no Q on that page. I think I was going to say quiet. I don't know why. He's not quiet. It is chapter 6, July. Very funny. Ooh, very funny. I wonder if they're like making a play on words like they meant very funny. Or if there's going to be some berries. Oh, I'm making a prediction in my head. What prediction can you make? What smells so good? Shake asked as they hiked along the creek in the park. Wild blackberries. Shermy pointed to the prickly vines growing alongside the trail. Sometimes Dad makes pies with them. Pie? Shake's eyes got big. Pie is my favorite thing. Would he bake us one? If we picked the berries, he would. Shermy sat down on a log at the side of the trail to shake a pebble from his shoe. Bren and Kelsey, walking as fast as snails, finally caught up with them. Do you want to come back later to pick blackberries for a pie? Shake asked. Yes to pie. No to picking, Bren answered. Too prickly, said Kelsey. But Graham won't let us come to the park by myself. Neither would Mom, added Shermy. There are a bunch of bushes in the vacant lot, Bren said. You could pick there. Shake jumped in the air. Let's ask as soon as we get home. Mom and Mrs. Brown said yes. Dad found long-sleeve shirts for them to wear. Shermy rounded up 2 empty plastic buckets from the garage. How many berries do we need? Shake asked. Dad looked at their buckets. If you fill both of those, I should be able to make 2 pies. 2 pies? Shake said. Let's get going. Shermy and Shake crossed the street and walked down the block to the vacant lot. There are 1,000,000 berries, Shake said. Your dad could make 1,000 pies. Takes a long time to fill 1 bucket, Shermy knew because he had picked blackberries lots of times with Bren. It won't take us long. We're super pickers. Shake reached out to the nearest bush. Ouch! That's why Dad made us wear long-sleeve shirts, because of all the prickers. Shermy nudged aside a long vine with his foot. He pulled off a couple of ripe berries. They smelled so good, warm and sweet. But if he ate any, it would take longer to fill the bucket. He looked over at Shake. There was a purple stain around his mouth. Save the berries for the pie, Shermy said. They're good just plain too, said Shake. Shermy weakened. He tried a couple and a few more, but none were going in the bucket. Okay, here's the rule, he said. You can have 1 berry after you pick 50. Shermy started counting. The berries pinged into his bucket. 48, 49, 50. He peered into the bucket. 50 isn't very many. And it takes 2 buckets for 2 pies. Shake sounded worried. Back to work, said Shermy. A bee! Shake jumped back. That's just a honeybee, Shermy said. It won't hurt you if you leave it alone. I am leaving it alone, but it's not leaving me alone. Shake waved his bucket at it. Berries flew out. Don't waste them. Shermy picked the berries up and brushed them off. Are you afraid of bees? He asked. Of course not. Shake swished his bucket through the air again. More berries went flying. Shake was sure acting like someone who was afraid of bees. Shermy laughed. Little old honeybees. Shermy started to tease him. But then he remembered that he didn't like it when Bren bugged him about being afraid of cows. Trade me places, he told Shake. No bees here. Shermy moved out of the way and Shake hurried over. The spot where Shake had been didn't have as many berries. Shermy squirmed around some prickers to a better patch. Then he spied an even better patch. But when he tried to get there, he couldn't move. An extra thorny vine had snagged his shirt sleeve. I'm trapped, Super Shake will save you. Shake put down his bucket and came to help. He tugged hard. Oops. Shermy looked at the hole. That's okay. This is an old shirt, he said. Is your bucket full? He asked hopefully. Shake showed him. Let's put our berries in one bucket to see how much we have all together. Shermy poured his berries into Shake's bucket. Is that enough for one pie at least? Shake asked. No. Shermy was hot and thirsty. We need a whole bucket for a pie. 2 buckets for 2 pies. Maybe 1 pie would be enough, said Shake. How many pieces would that be? 8, said Shermy. 1 for you, me, Dad, Mom, Bren, and your grandma. With 2 pieces left over for the berry pickers, Shake cheered. Come on, with teamwork, we can fill this fast. He dropped some more berries into the bucket. Shermy smacked his lips. 2 pieces of pie? He picked a few more handfuls. But it was so hot, and he was so thirsty. His arms stung from all the prickers. He ate a couple of berries to feel better, picked a few berries, ate a few berries. After a while, Shake peered in the bucket. Maybe we've got enough for a small pie? He tried to sound hopeful. Shermy wiped his sweaty face. Not even a small one. He liked pie, but he was tired of picking berries. Shake blew out his breath. Is it enough for anything? Shermy thought. Maybe a batch of blackberry muffins? Shake gently shook the bucket. Blackberry perfume filled the air. You know what my very favorite food is? He asked. Shermy was pretty sure he knew the answer. Pie? Muffins! Shake lifted the bucket high. Let's go home. Good idea. And Shermy ate another berry.